Wow, what a crowd. Thank you all for being here. I'm Ricardo Romo, President of the University of Texas San Antonio, and it's my pleasure and honor to welcome you to this downtown campus, UTSA downtown campus. Many of you know we've got a new marching band. We've got a new football program, but lots of football coming up, September 3rd, guys. But more importantly, we have a faculty, staff, and students committed to building a Tier 1 institution. So we're proud that the city is one of our partners in making that happen. And speaking of a Tier 1 university, I think our Mayor Castro is leading by example that he can also build a Tier 1 city, and he's going to lead us to greatness. And it's our honor here at UTSA Downtown Campus to host this important announcement. With this announcement comes a lot of important discussions about partnerships, and what's made us strong, what's made the city strong, are the partnerships. So Mayor and CPS Energy, thank you all for allowing UTSA to be part of hosting this event. And it's my pleasure now to introduce to you Derek Howard, the chairman of the board of CPS Energy. You know Derek Howard from all the work that he does as the executive director of the city's Bexar County community arenas. You know, your AT&T Center, Exposition Hall, the arenas are fabulous, and I personally am grateful to them because on a rodeo day, they'll have 110,000 people on the grounds, and those 110 will provide some scholarships to UTSA. So Derek Howard, thank you so much.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Romo. You know, we always hear the word or the cliche, these are exciting times. And I really do believe after you hear everything that we presented today, you will agree with me that these are very exciting times. The board several years ago set a really audacious plan to help do 7 things with our Vision 2020. And within that Vision 2020, today we're going to carve out 2 specific pieces that we're going to be addressing. One is, and this is something that not only San Antonio, but the entire world is talking about, is what do we do better to protect our environment? And then the second one is innovation. Innovation is something that we know that's moving very fast every day. For those of you who have the latest iPhone, don't worry, next week there'll be something new. And we'll run out and buy that as well. But as we look at that goal, we set very audacious goals for CPS, and I hate that word staff, the team at CPS. We want 65% of our fleet, our energy producing fleet, to be either very low or non-carbon emitting by the year 2020. In addition to that, this is a very high number. It sounds low, but it's very high. We want 20% of that generation to be supplied by renewable resources by the year 2020. At an editorial board conversations last week, the mayor made a statement that he feels like CPS is moving in the right direction with his leadership. And I'm not saying that because I'm a part of the leadership, because it takes much more than me, but I do believe that we're moving in the right direction. We have not only the mayor of San Antonio and many other partners in the community that are helping us, but fortunately for myself, and I want to introduce to you really quickly my fellow board members, Dr. Homer Guevara, Ms. Nora Chavez, our newest board member, Mr. Ed Kelly, as well as the mayor. But in looking at that leadership, along with the team at CPS, Homer and I had an opportunity to travel the country, talking to some incredibly talented people, to try to find someone we thought might fit the mode of helping us reach that 2020 vision. And we think we've done so in finding Mr. Doyle Beneby. And with that, Doyle.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you all. And thank you, Mr. Chair, for such a warm introduction. Before we start today, I'd like to introduce or at least acknowledge some of our special guests here. And I'll start with Henry and Mary Alice Cisneros. We have several council members here, Diego Bernal, Elisa Chan, Ray Lopez, Reed Williams, Carlton Solis, Ray Saldana, Chris Medina, Commissioner Tommy Atkinson, Judge Nelson Wolf, our CPS board, our CAC chair, our Community Advisory Committee chair, Joe Fonseca, Bill and Lanny Sinkin, of course, and our chamber, Greater San Antonio chamber leaders, Sam Dawson and Richard Perez. I'd also like to make a special acknowledgement to our city manager, Cheryl Scully, who could not be here, but really the city played a great part in what we're going to announce today. And all along, we worked hand in hand together, and without her presence and leadership, really none of this could happen. Also, family, my wife's here, friends, and really all the greater San Antonio community, especially those who've supported CPS so steadfastly throughout the years. We also, I will introduce later, our mayor, and also we have Congressman Charlie Gonzalez here. This story began with Mission Verde, which was the predecessor to the board's challenge of Vision 2020, as the chairman acknowledged, which was an attempt for us to reach 20% renewable energy sources by the year 2020. In pursuit of achieving that objective, we also took on the mayor's aggressive, aspirational challenge of SA 2020. And the components of those that really resonated with what we were doing was economic competitiveness, renewable resources, and also a cleaner environment. As you may recall, back early this year in January, we at CPS set a stake in the ground that we were going to be unapologetically aggressive about linking economic development and education in pursuit of renewable resources. This approach additionally is connected to our existing older coal plant, Dealey Units 1 and 2. And today, we officially announce our plan to deactivate and mothball the Dealey units on or before 2018, 15 years early, which means almost 900 megawatts of older, dirtier coal will be replaced by clean energy. For us, therein lies the definition of the new energy economy, linking jobs and education investment to the pursuit of affordable, clean energy sources. In the process, we were fortunate enough to attract 5 investment partners who've agreed to sign on to this dream with us for San Antonio. We want to make San Antonio the hub of the new energy economy. These alliances are clean technological companies such as LED lights, electric trucks, solar-powered energy, home area network and smart meter, and clean coal technologies. With this approach, we anticipate that in 2018 and beyond, we will make the air much cleaner in San Antonio by reducing sulfur dioxides by 85%, nitrous oxide by 30%, carbon dioxide by 25%, and mercury by a whopping 58%. This approach is bold and aspirational. Some may say, isn't this risky? What if the political winds change and traditional non-clean sources of fuel come back into favor? What if these companies don't grow in San Antonio? What if regulatory rules are relaxed? What if, what if, what if? We choose to believe that the real what ifs are, what if the air is so clean in San Antonio in 2018 that the incidences of respiratory illnesses go down dramatically? What if thousands of new energy economy jobs are created and spawned here in San Antonio? What if UTSA reaches Tier 1 status? What if our kids in San Antonio grow up with an opportunity to learn about renewable technologies at a renewable education center? What if, what if, what if? Those are the what ifs that bring us here today for our exciting announcement. So I'd like to introduce our next speaker, and all of us know him, an incredible visionary and the architect behind SA 2020 that's going to set aspirational dreams so high that it's going to transform San Antonio. At 34, he became the youngest mayor of a major American city. He's a San Antonio native, graduating locally from Jefferson High School, and as I said, a visionary. And on a personal note, just a personal story, I recall as I was interviewed for a job here, and I'd gone through sort of this gauntlet of interviews and people, and I distinctly remember that the mayor had only one question for me, and that question was, what will you be able to do to help the economic development cause at San Antonio? And I think I might have given a half-coherent answer at the time, but it did revolve around leveraging CPS out there to make sure that we use all the tools in our toolbox to make sure that we did our part to leverage spend that CPS into economic development opportunity. I think today might be the beginning of fulfilling the mayor's promise. So without further ado, I introduce to you our mayor, Julian Castro.
Thank you very much, Dora. Thank you. Thank you. Well, good afternoon. Today is a very, very proud day for me. Proud for our entire San Antonio community, and especially for CPS Energy. And I want us to begin by giving a big round of applause for the individual that is most responsible for this happening, Doyle Beneby. I also want to thank Derek Howard and the CPS Board of Trustees for their vision, for their excellence, their professionalism, and for helping to turn around CPS Energy in a very, very positive direction over these last couple of years. I want to invite our City Council to please stand up and be recognized for their excellent leadership and their support that they've offered to CPS during these last couple of years. I know that they're somewhere in the audience. I also want to thank, as Doyle has, our city manager, Cheryl, who couldn't be here today, but who, as many of y'all in the room know, has been a driving force behind creating opportunity in our city. And she and Doyle have collaborated in very concrete ways on the announcements that we'll make here today. And she wanted me to convey her congratulations to CPS and to the San Antonio community. I also want to recognize Mayor Cisneros, who is here, and who during his tenure as mayor, 30 years ago now, Henry, was really the first mayor in modern times to get San Antonio thinking about linking our inherent assets with job creation and the creation of opportunity. And so, Henry, thank you very much for that. So, today San Antonio finds itself at a turning point. Last fall, we kicked off SA 2020, and after 6 months and thousands of folks who had the opportunity to give input, we had a set of aspirations for our community. A city that is growing, that is the 7th largest city now in the United States and one of the most recession-resistant, and has, over the generations, shown a real ability to innovate. We set a goal in natural resources of lowering our carbon output by at least 10% and seeing San Antonio remain in attainment with the EPA. We are the largest city right now by population that still is in attainment. We set as a marker for economic competitiveness an increase by 10% in our per capita income by 2020. And today is about getting a step closer to fulfilling those goals. Today, we make announcements that truly define the nexus between sustainability and job creation. Every now and then, perhaps once in a generation, there presents itself a moment, an opportunity for those cities that are willing to seize it to truly benefit the region for generations to come. Folks can think back to the late 1970s and early 1980s and think about the fields of hardware and of software. And all of these years later, look at how places like the Bay Area of California have boomed because they got it. You can look at the investment in the late 80s in biotech and the intense amount of research that has happened in communities like San Diego and Boston and understand what a tremendous impact that industry has made in creating great jobs and creating educational opportunities for the folks in those cities. We're presented in the year 2011 with another such moment. And that moment exists, that opportunity exists in the new energy economy. We see all over the world factors like rising gas prices, the United States trying to wean itself off of traditional energy sources. We see more and more innovation in countries like China, in Germany, in Spain, in renewable energy and sustainability in general. And in the United States, there is no single city or region that has captured the mantle of the new energy economy city, that has put together the triangle of innovation, of academia, of business, and of government, working in collaboration effectively to create research and development, technology transfer, and jobs in that new energy economy. Very simply put, today is the beginning of San Antonio's effort to become the new energy economy city. That's not a small goal, but I believe that San Antonio in 2011 is a city bursting at the seams, not just in terms of its population, but in terms of its dreams and its ability, and that our dreams for our city can no longer be small. They must be big. And what we deliver on today, and really in the coming years, are not just big dreams in terms of job creation, but also that component that has been so lacking over the generations in this city, which is high-end research. And as well, we'll see a tremendous benefit to our environment. And it's the combination of those things that truly makes this special and unique. San Antonio, it can be said today, is not a follower, it is a leader. So with that, I want to thank all of the folks who have helped make this possible, the nonprofit groups who have been great advocates, the business community that has weighed in, CPS Energy and its staff for their professionalism, and all of those who have helped create the environment for success. It's not something that a city can do alone. We need great partners. And one of those partners has been someone that is near and dear to all of our hearts with a long history of public service in our community, and someone who has been a champion of what we announced today. Please help me welcome Congressman Charlie Gonzalez.
Thank you very much. Mayor, thank you very much. And it is a great day for San Antonio, and it says much about San Antonio, and hopefully it's a lesson to the entire United States. I want to acknowledge the efforts of everyone that's been involved. This has been, of course, a work in progress. We build on the leadership of the past, of course, and we move forward into the future. The greatest challenge for the United States, and I was thinking of the short remarks I was going to be making, is how to basically describe where we may be as a society, where we are today as a government, and what we wrestle with day in and day out at every level of government in order to climb out of this economic recession. The greatest challenge any country ever has in its leaders is to face a reality, sometimes clinging to a past that's already gone, and seeing the present as the future. But today, the city of San Antonio, under the leadership of our mayor, CPS Energy, and the companies represented here today, surely understand what is the past, what is the present, and what truly lies in the future. Why is it important to have a reliable, consistent, and affordable source of energy? Well, first and foremost, for our citizens who count on us for that. For our existing businesses that give jobs to those citizens. But also to new business that will grow this economy in this city, in this state, and in this country. Now, secondly, it is the greatest potential that we have as a new industry, the technology that we possess in this country that can be translated into being world leaders in renewable and clean energy. All of it is a great opportunity. And what you see today, it is unfolding in the city of San Antonio. For those that were not born here, raised and spent many years, welcome. You've moved to the greatest city in the United States. For the rest of us that are homegrown and such, we just need to continue to make it better. And that's what you're seeing here today. Congratulations to all involved. And at this time, I would call back our mayor, Mayor Julian Castro.
All right, well, now I think that, Doyle, we have some exciting announcements to give the details.
Thank you, Mayor. We are going to announce in a second our partners. I mentioned earlier that we have signed on 5 partners and hopefully many, many more. But these are folks who really, as I said, have signed on to the dream. And they're deeply interested and invested in making San Antonio better. They're really invested in what I call our own unique ecosystem here in San Antonio, where not only are we going to reduce emissions and reduce some of the traditional fossil sources of power, but we're transitioning to this new energy economy, and these are folks who signed on with us. So right now I'd ask us to raise the curtains, and I'll start with our first partner. Our first partner is Jack Roberts with Concert. Jack is chairman, president, and CEO of Concert. While an officer in the U.S. Army, he served at the Pentagon, leading a team of analysts and programmers. From 2004 through 2007, Jack served as chairman and CEO of Concert. Of a business information company called Telefia. And in 2008, Jack started Concert. He's also currently is director of White Oak Conservation Center, a wildlife breeding research and training facility for the preservation of critically endangered species in Florida. And just as a personal note, Jack is a very direct, very intense guy. We've had great conversations. He drives a hard bargain, but nothing wrong with that. But really, he's worked tirelessly to make this deal work for CPS Energy and also for Concert. And he's worked tirelessly to put his company in a position with a leading-edge technology that really has the opportunity for explosive growth. And we're happy to bring you on as a partner, Jack, and thanks so much for investing in San Antonio with us. I bring to you Jack Roberts.
Thank you so much. Well, Mr. Mayor and all the people of San Antonio, we thank you very much for welcoming us today. And to Doyle and all the people of CPS, we're very, very grateful for a chance to partner with you and try to bring about great things together. We are very excited about what the possibilities of bringing 250 megawatts of clean capacity will mean both to our company and the customers of CPS and to all of the citizens of San Antonio. We think it's going to be a great thing together. Using our intelligent conservation solution, the existing partnership with CPS and its customers, we think will be deepened and strengthened. It will allow consumers to save money and the environment without any direct or indirect cost to them, and it will also allow them to do that without any governmental subsidies whatsoever. CPS will gain very high value capacity. It will gain peaking capacities, peaking capabilities, and the ability to participate in the wholesale markets in very high value ways. And it's this which enables CPS to offer both the equipment and the service that we provide at no charge to their customers. And even those CPS customers who do not participate directly, who are not directly subscribing on a voluntary basis, they will get a benefit from improved reliability and improved cost at CPS. With this, we continue our mission of a market-driven, incentive-based approach to changing how the world looks at the energy market. We've committed to move our headquarters to San Antonio so that we can get to know the people here better. They've been very gracious to us, and we're looking forward to becoming citizens of San Antonio ourselves. We already have been doing business in Texas a lot, and this will deepen our roots in the great state of Texas. We will also, Dr. Romo, be pursuing an educational partnership with UTSA. We want to grow our business with new employees here from the vast amount of talent that exists here. And I would say to anyone listening, we have an interest in old pros, new graduates, and military veterans in particular are welcome to join us and help build this thing together. What you see here is a bit of a mock-up of the house, the equipment that's on it, and for members of the press, we will have the ability for you to come up and take a look and some of our people will explain it to you and show you how it all works. So once again, I want to extend our gratitude to CPS and all the people of San Antonio for helping us get to this great point. We think that this can change the way our nation looks at the energy business, and we're very grateful to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jack. And just to let you all know what a quick study I am, I'm going to try my glasses this time. Our next partner is Rod Gray, who's Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Green Star. And Green Star is the light-emitting diode LED lighting company that I mentioned before. Rod's a native San Antonian, having graduated from Thomas Jefferson High School. He has extensive experience in sales and marketing with senior management positions at NCR Corporation, MicroAge, Informix Corporation, and also as a vice president with AT&T. And Rod is really one of the most passionate people you'll ever meet, an incredible love and passion for San Antonio, and just a tireless guy who from day one has been extremely positive, and really just his energy in the room has carried us along the way. And we kind of have Rod and I have a little saying that, this is all going to line up, and there it is. I introduce to you Rod Gray.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here representing Green Star LED, the next generation of lighting using LED technology. For those of you not familiar with LED, light-emitting diode, I just happen to have one in my pocket here. See that little tiny dot in the middle there? That is one LED, all right? That's what we use in this next generation light. And I guess I should show you, why do we go to LEDs? Well, first of all, we're talking about street lights today. And right out of the box, we're going to use, when you plug that street light in, you're going to get less than half of the energy being used as a traditional street light. Plus the fact they last much, 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 much longer and require very little, if any, maintenance. Not to mention the fact we use no mercury, we produce no UVs, and they're completely recyclable. But instead of talking about it, I'm going to show you one. It's my pleasure to introduce to the city of San Antonio the way of the future in LED lighting. You can clap, you can stand and clap if you want to. Now for you folks in the front row, I know it's a little bright. This is a street light. This is not a theater light, okay? This belongs on the street on a 30-foot pole. And you're going to see that in real life. So I'm going to turn it off to get the glare out of your eyes. We have a global business plan that's allowing us to sell LED technology around the world. We're selling these lights in South America, in Mexico, in India, in Europe, in Asia, all over the world. And there's such a tremendous demand today for that. It's estimated from our forecast, there's no reason why we won't be manufacturing hundreds of thousands of these lights in the next 3 to 5 years. Hundreds of thousands of them. So with that kind of forecast, there's a lot of cities that we could have gone to. Our phone has been ringing about, why don't you come here, why don't you go there? Not only in the U.S., but around the world. But when we heard the mayor talk about the Vision 2020, we heard about the new energy economy coming from CPS, it was a no-brainer for us. This resonated with us, it inspired us, and this is where we want to be, and this is where we're coming. We will, within 90 days, we will be manufacturing 25,000 lights right here in San Antonio to be installed on the streets of this beautiful city of mine. They will start downtown. And you're going to see a change in the downtown area. It's a beautiful light. You'll fall in love with it. Trust me. Trust me. So, moving on, we have some partners that we have with us. The reason that we are where we are today is because of our partners. And just to let you know, we're not some garage shop operation. We've got quality partners. And they're here with us today to support us. First of all, from Philips Lumeled. The Philips Lumeled is the #1 LED in the world. It's the most powerful LED. It's used throughout the world. And I can tell you, folks, we wouldn't be as far along as we are without the support with these guys out of San Jose, California. I'd like to introduce from San Jose, Mr. Rick Hamburger. Where are you, Rick? Right there. Thank you for coming, and thank you for supporting us. And also with Philips LumiLEDs from, this is the guy that calls on us every day, from Huntsville, Alabama, Mr. Jeff Morris with Philips LumiLEDs. Thank you, Jeff. These guys traveled all that way just to stand up and let me recognize them. We appreciate it very much. But it doesn't stop there. They have been working very closely with UTSA, Dr. Romo, Dr. Agrawal, on an LED Center of Excellence at UTSA. Now think about that. Say, well, is that a curriculum that we want? The next time you fly into a city, any city at night, I want you to look down out of that plane and I want you to see those millions and millions of lights in wherever you're landing. And I want you to imagine 3 to 5 years from now, they're all going to be LED. Is there a market? Is there a curriculum? I think so. It's goodbye, Thomas Edison. Hello, LED. That being said, we've got another partner. Their company needs no introduction. It's Texas Instruments out of Dallas. We do have Ken Farrington. Ken, where are you? Please stand up. Thank you, sir. All the stuff you see on top, the power supply, the drivers, the power source, and the intelligent comes from Texas Instruments. So as we evolve quickly, this light will be more than just a street light. It will be an intelligent light. It will be like a computer on a light pole. Why do you need that? You want to communicate pole to pole. You want to communicate from a central location to the light for dimming purposes, for communications. We can actually put devices on the light for motion sensors, perhaps cameras. So it's like having a laptop on every pole, and we're working very closely with Texas Instruments in the design of that product. Also, TI has been in several meetings. We just had emails today, as a matter of fact, with Dr. Romo, Dr. Agrawal at his engineering school. They had 9 people come down here. They're collaborating on a future for TI within UTSA. They would like to establish a long-term relationship with TI and UTSA. So, to close it up, I'm saving the best for last now. What's Green Star going to contribute to this besides moving to San Antonio and creating jobs? Well, for every fixture that we manufacture in San Antonio, we have committed to giving $10 per light back to the city for educational purposes. It doesn't matter where that light goes. It can go anywhere in the world, not just San Antonio. It can go to Asia, to Latin America, wherever it goes. $10 goes to the city of San Antonio education. We're passionate about education. We're passionate about creating jobs, and we're ready to move to San Antonio. Thank you.
As you can tell, he's not very enthusiastic or energetic. Our next partner is really a special guy, and really the driving force behind a lot of this. And he and I have spent many, I guess, late night dinners with just a little tiny bit of wine flowing, talking about dreams for San Antonio. And he comes at it with a passion that really belies his personality. Somewhat quiet, but trust me, there's not an individual in the city of San Antonio that cares more about this community and bringing promise to it in the future. He is President and CEO of Coal Car USA. He's also President and CEO of Green Star. He's a lifelong South Texas native, having graduated in the first senior class at McCollum High. After spending a decade with Westinghouse Electric and Litton Industries in management roles, Paul has successfully owned and operated numerous national and international companies in the field of manufacturing and distributing. I bring to you Paul Duran.
Thank you. I'm not going to speak very long because Rod took most of my minutes. But I want to tell you that I am going to be the most popular guy here, because after you guys leave here, if you turn right, there's a truck, one of our electric trucks, and it's full of ice cream bars. So. Anyway, thank you, Doyle. Thank you, Mayor. Cocar is a 40-year-old company with 8 factories, 4 of them in North America. Cocar is a world leader in innovation and production of refrigerated truck bodies using cold plate technology, driven by clean energy, electricity. The equipment is simple. It's 100% pollution-free and more economical to operate and service than the present gas and diesel forced air systems that you see on the road. In 2009, CoCar introduced a new patented aluminum cold beam refrigeration system that is lightweight and saves 40% electricity compared to the conventional cold plate systems being used today. The new technology has set us apart from the competition and is producing double-digit growth for our companies. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an extreme pleasure to announce the decision has been made to locate CoCar USA headquarters and assembly plant to San Antonio by the end of this year. The CPS New Energy Economy Vision led us to this partnership between CPS and CoCar USA. With this partnership, CPS Energy will establish 100+ charging stations over the next 3 years for our growing customer demand. CPS Energy will benefit from this partnership through mutual research and hands-on experience. I would like to announce that we are also working very closely with Ryan Taylor, who's here in the audience, and his team at Smith Electric Trucks to introduce by year-end in San Antonio the first all-electric intercity refrigerated delivery truck. To say the least, we are excited to be in San Antonio, and we're committed to working with CPS Energy to develop a long-term partnership for our new San Antonio facilities. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Doyle. Thanks that great CPS team for making this a reality. Que viva San Antonio.
Thank you so much, Paul. Our next partner is Eric Redmond. Eric is the president of Summit Power Group, the developer of the Texas Clean Energy Project, which will be the lowest carbon dioxide emitting fossil fuel plant in the world. Eric has led Summit's development efforts in the Texas Clean Energy Project, along with Laura Miller, the former mayor of Dallas, who's here with us today. Laura? Summit has been responsible for approximately 7,000 megawatts of other clean energy power plants around the world, including wind projects, solar projects, and gas-fired power plants. Before joining Summit, Eric was a lawyer in private practice representing Summit and other clean technology companies. And also, just as an aside, thanks so much, Eric, for taking another run at us. Eric told me that he made a run at CPS a few years ago with this technology, and we are happy today to be a partner with you. So welcome. I introduce to you Eric Redmond.
Thank you, Doyle and Mr. Mayor. I can only say that Summit is very, very flattered and excited to be part of this vision that the two of you and others here have put together for the city of San Antonio. We're very grateful to be included with this great group, and we couldn't be more delighted. We'll be able to sell the power from this project, 100% of it, to CPS, and as Doyle just said, it will be the lowest carbon emitting project using fossil fuels anywhere in the world. And when I say low, it's very, very, very low. Less than a quarter of the emissions, even of the most efficient gas-fired power plant operating under ideal conditions, so extremely low carbon. I really have to salute the mayor, of course, in particular. You're all very lucky. He's had a goal, he's had a vision, he articulated it and got moving on it. He was at the White House shortly after being elected, one of only a few mayors invited to talk about this whole sector of the economy and put it in action. Our team, of course, is from Texas, our project's from Texas, but I'm from Seattle, and in Seattle we say process is our product. And typically when we have a new mayor, what we do is we vote on everything the old mayor did. That's basically what we do. Here you have a mayor who stepped in and actually put this to work. Doyle, you all know better than I. Doyle's almost a force of nature. We've been hearing about him long before we met him for the reason that he was a very unusual figure because people in the industry, utility regulators and environmental regulators, and environmentalists were all singing his praises. And these are not groups who normally praise anybody all at the same time. So we knew he was an impressive man, and he certainly has. He's created a great formula here for both clean energy and also for jobs and economic development in San Antonio. He'll have a very low carbon fleet of power plants, and there'll be a lot of jobs in the city. We are delighted that we'll have an opportunity as well to open an office here in San Antonio. We'll do our customer relations with this big customer, CPS, among others. We'll also have an affiliation with this very university, the University of Texas at San Antonio. Here in the Sustainable Energy Research Institute is where we will try to house a lot of our activities, including one of the most important. I think that you'll all get a lot of excitement out of this as the years go by. The project from the beginning has promised the creation of a carbon management advisory board, independently funded, not funded by Summit, that consists of almost 20 of the leading climate scientists from throughout the world, the leading geologists, and representatives of each one of the national environmental groups, and a public citizen here in Texas. And all of them will be meeting here in San Antonio through the Institute, and as their periodic meetings, which will be several times a year, to examine the progress of the project and also the actual sequestration of carbon dioxide in Texas, which, believe me, is going to be a big growth industry for Texas. We're also happy to have started today. We have retained LCTV. They'll be live streaming this whole event here from San Antonio onto our website, which I hope you'll all look at, TexasCleanEnergyProject.com. I have to thank, we all have to thank, and everyone in the city, I hope, will thank the U.S. Department of Energy and the United States Congress. They awarded the project $450 million. That $450 million is so critical because for a first-of-a-kind project, what it means is the people of San Antonio can have the power without having to pay extra for it. The great difficulty for these projects all around the country has been trying to get them built when you force the ratepayers in one locality to bear the costs of society learning how to capture carbon and put it underground. And thanks to the Department of Energy and a $450 million grant, we've been able to avoid that in CPS's case. Tom Sarkis is from the Department of Energy, NETL. He's here today. He's a member of our project team. The DOE project team has been incredible supporting this project for the last 2 years. Just a remarkable example of government in action. Finally, I just want to mention members of the team. Laura, you know, but Laura, you should stand up and wave. Laura not only is the former mayor of Dallas, but she was, when she was mayor, you're probably aware that when she was mayor, she led the battle against dirty coal plants in Texas, and to her eternal credit, she turned around when she was no longer mayor and said, how can I get a clean coal plant built in Texas? And that's how we met up, and she has really carried the water for this project for years now in Texas and done an excellent job of it. Along with her, we have Chris Kirksey, who was at Austin Energy, was in charge of Austin Energy's electric power system generation, and really knows how to make a deal that works for a publicly owned utility in Texas. So it's really great to have him here. And in addition, we have Sean Nichols, who's our head of business development, and he's the one who's been assigned to do battle with the people that Doyle has assigned to go get this contract actually written. And I gotta tell you, Doyle, he's more than matched for anybody that you might have. Amen. Thank you all very much. We're delighted to be here. We're looking forward to a very long association with San Antonio.
And certainly, last but not least, really another special relationship. I'd like to introduce to you Carlos Domenech, who's president of Sun Edison. As president of Sun Edison and executive vice president of MEMC, the parent company, Carlos oversees all global operations and is responsible for solar energy systems and service. And Carlos and I have spent a few dinners together, again, talking about this industry. And I can't tell you what an impressive guy, what a visionary. We probably spent only 5% of our conversations talking about solar power. This guy is way beyond solar power and is way deep into how do you transform the entire energy landscape in the United States, everything from solar energy to home area network to usage patterns and all sorts of other things. Truly one of the visionaries in the industry, and I am so delighted, and I've gained so much from just our conversations. A really, really special person, and he's already a bright star in the industry. and I am sure you're going to be hearing a lot more worldwide from this guy. So Carlos, welcome, and I introduce to you Carlos Domenech.
So high, I don't know what to say. Thank you, Doyle, and Mr. Mayor, City of San Antonio. What a great day to be here. It's beautiful and sunny. They told me it's really hot here, but I only see the sun and a lot of smiling faces, so I like it already. Truly, being here, it might sound kind of cliche, but it's electrifying. And it is electrifying because when you see visionaries such as Doyle and the mayor, and a community that is really coming together, it's hard not to feel honored to be part of this, what I think is really a catalyst event for the city. So I just want to say thank you and a round of applause for the mayor and Doyle. And it's also obviously with the other speakers here, it's just really feels cozy here. So I love it. I want to tell you a little bit about what we do as a company, and also tell you what we think we can bring to the city and the privilege that you guys have given us. So we are a global company. We make silicon. We're an old new technology company. We make silicon. We're a 50-year-old company. We make semiconductor materials, and for us it was easy to go into the solar business because we make silicon for wafers that go into products like Texas Instruments and Samsung and so on, so all your TVs and computers, etc. Let me give you a statistic that is really staggering. Silicon is one of the most abundant materials on Earth, and it kind of makes sense to us that the most abundant resource and the most abundant material should have a lot in common. It's almost like God is giving us something and giving us a couple of clues. Now, it's not so easy to make that silicon work for you. You need about $1 billion, about 50 years of know-how, and 3 years of good luck to make it work. And with that, you made about a gigawatt or so of silicon for power. Now, the statistic here comes. You have to remove a lot of the impurities, and those impurities have to go to like 99 and then 0.13 nines to make it work. In silicon for semiconductors, you have to go even beyond that, 16, 19, etc. Sun Edison is fortunate to be with MEMC because we are one of the only, and I'm really proud to say this, we are the only American company that is fully vertically integrated, that takes the sand and converts it into electricity, and it stays there behind for the duration of the plant. And today, our plants last about 20 years, and we see a path where our plants will last 30, 40, and 50 years. And that is really the technology and the know-how that we want to bring into San Antonio, and the opportunity that we have here to take all this know-how and this technology. I encourage you to come into the stage and see what we do here, but very quickly, we make these beautiful crystals. We transform this into those ingots that you see in TV, the guys with the ninja white suits cutting them up in little pieces. We make these little nice wafers. Then we convert this into cells, and ultimately you get this beautiful panel here, which is all 100% MEMC Sun Edison. So what you're going to have here is really a fully global technology made in America with American technology and American innovation brought to San Antonio. And we're proud to be building here, starting in, I believe, September, October, we'll break ground on a 30-megawatt plant that will be operational. Will be operational in 2012. It will mean about $100 million of investment. I'm also proud to say that we work really hard with a local company to make trackers that make the panels move with the sun. That will be done here, and I hope that this is something that actually could be exported, so not only to be consumed in San Antonio, but also exporting it. Now, this is just the beginning for us, and the way we think about the relationship with San Antonio, with CPS, with Doyle. We want to bring other things to the city. We will be investing $600,000 with the city and University of San Antonio here in Texas, and we hope that comes out of that is a continuation and a track of leaders that we could take into not only our company but really into the industry, so we can build as Doyle mentioned, the ecosystem. So we're really delighted to bring the technology. We really be proud when the plant is in operation, and we really think it's a privilege to be given the opportunity. So we really thank the Doyle, CPS, and the mayor, and the city of San Antonio for the trust that has been deposited on us, and we won't let you down.
So in summary, I hope you're as impressed as I am, but these are the quality of people who signed on to the San Antonio and the mayor's vision and the dream of CPS and our investment partners. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And I also want to assure you that this is only the beginning for us. And to many of my team, I have a saying that I remember an old saying that said, there will be a time when you're fatigued and satisfied that your work is done. That will be the beginning. So we believe that the beginning starts tomorrow morning for us, and there's going to be a lot of energy and effort required to really make this happen and make tangible the mayor's vision. So, but I think with partners like these, we're well on our way. Also, I want to make one other announcement. As most of you know, back a few months ago, I think sometime in March or so, we put out an RFP to have 50 megawatts or more of solar built here in San Antonio, manufactured with the proviso that an economic development base and manufacturing base had to be set up here in San Antonio, in addition to education investment. So it's really just a really larger effort than what Carlos described with Sun Edison. I'm happy to say that we received an incredible amount of interest. We received over 111 proposals from almost 40 different companies and partnerships. And I'm proud to say that 30 days from today, we will announce the winner of that RFP, and that'll bring more renewable energy to San Antonio in a very big way by 2015. We expect to have considerably over 100 more megawatts in San Antonio of solar, and we also expect to have a large manufacturing base as a result of that. So I want to say that we'll announce that winner 30 days from today. So with that, thank you. With that, that really concludes our program. I'd like to remind the media that we'll have a group picture on stage with all of our partners and the mayor, and afterwards you can come up for interviews at each of the stations. Thank you much, San Antonio, our special guest, for being here and a part of this. And I really hope that 10 years from now, as you look at this day, as you look at the mayor's tenure, that this day is viewed as a bright star in the future of San Antonio. Thank you all so much.